Hey there, this is Ben from Football Facts, and today we are going to tell you the story of the 11 clubs that hit the highway to hell right after their moment of winning glory, that were relegated immediately after winning the league title or as a slap on the wrist for being naughty boys. Before we start, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ready? Okay, let's go! Straight in at number 11, Juventus and the Calciopoli scandal. A corruption story that would be the envy of any mafioso. After winning the Serie A title in 2006, the club managers made the referees an offer that they couldn't refuse, to give yellow cards to their opponent's star players. The entire country was absolutely horrified when it hit the news, but as revenge is a dish best served cold, they were stripped of their title, and although they didn't have to sleep with the fishes, they were also relegated. FC Nurenberg is the number 10 on our list. After lifting the Bundesliga trophy in 1968, their manager had the bright idea of getting rid of half the squad and drafting in 13 unknown youngsters. Even knowing nothing about football, rule number 1 is always don't change a winning team. The manager got sacked 6 months later, while the team was of course relegated. Maybe if they hadn't been so quick to replace their old faithfuls with new blood, they could have avoided the drop and wouldn't be stuck in the second division today. In 9th position we have Manchester United. One of the stars of their 1967-68 team, believe it or not, was a former Man City player. Dennis Law and the Red Devils managed to beat Eusebio's Benfica that year to win the European Cup. 5 seasons after that, Dennis Law changed his colours again, or turned his coat again we should say, when he returned to City. After the double betrayal, or the glorious reunion, depending on how you look at it, United ended up relegated. One of the oldest clubs in the EFL, founded in 1865, Nottingham Forest is our number 8 for this fixture. Their brightest moments lasted just 2 short years. In 1979 they won the First Division title and then back-to-back European Cups under Brian Clough. After such dizzying heights of glory, they were up and down like a yo-yo, but since 1999 they have failed to make it back to the Premier League. And in 7th place we have Aston Villa, a team with a winning pedigree and a great collection of silverware, even if it is a bit dusty. In among them is their very own European Cup, won against Bayern Munich in 1982, plus the European Super Cup won a year later against a small team called Barcelona. Rather impressive by anyone's standards. But 4 seasons later, the villains in claret and blue were relegated. They made a last visit to the Championship for a couple of seasons in 2016, but in the last 2 years they've been enjoying top-flight football again, and are currently doing rather well under Stevie Gerrard. In the 1936-37 season, Manchester City won the First Division title, scoring 107 goals and conceding 61. A year after this sweet taste of victory, the Blues scored 80 goals but conceded 77, which ended in the bitterness of relegation. In fact, it must have been as bitter as bile, because that was the only time in English football history that a title holder has dropped down a division in the very next season. In 5th position, a South American disaster. Liga de Quito from Ecuador won their first national title 36 years after being founded, and after all that wait, they immediately got relegated. But 2 seasons later they bounced back and lifted 2 more trophies. Still struggling to stay in the top flight, they were again relegated in 1978, but dusted themselves off and got back on their feet in just 1 season. Then in the year 2000, after back-to-back national titles under the one and only Manuel Pellegrini, there just wasn't enough cash to keep hold of the boss and all those stars. So down they went again, their 3rd relegation. But again they recovered, this time going on to win 4 international trophies. Oof! Proof that the best warriors are forged from adversity. From Scotland, we've never been relegated, so they claim. Aberdeen is in at number 4 on our list. They were supposed to have been relegated in 1917, but were saved, so to speak, by the outbreak of the First World War. Their days of glory came in 1983, when they won the league twice in a row, the European Cup Winners' Cup and the European Super Cup. But in the year 2000, they sank to the bottom of the table again. They were supposed to play in a 3-team playoff, but as the stadium of one of their opponents didn't meet the league standards, they were spared humiliation once more. Steadfast Scots, you might say, or jammy jocks if you're not being so polite. In 3rd place is another case of corruption, but this time with the aroma of croissant and the sound of accordion music in the background. Marseille, the 5 times winner of Ligue 1 and Champions League winners in '93, were denounced by Valenciennes players for trying to buy match results. The president, Bernard Tapie, was the mastermind behind this dastardly scheme and aided in its execution by midfielder Jean-Jacques Edely. The request was very simple. Let us win and don't hurt any of our players. Sounds fair enough, but the answer was very clear. Olympique got relegated, and although it took just 2 years to be promoted again, the club has never again reached the summits of European football. Second place, and scandal number 3, but this time on another scale altogether. The Totonero involved arrests and deducted points for 6 clubs in Serie A after several players were accused of underground betting. As a result, both Milan and Lazio were relegated. In first place, a real relegation fairy tale. The Alumni Athletic Club was an English high school in Buenos Aires, and their squad was made up of students and old boys. They won league titles from 1900 to 1903, from 1905 to 1907, and from 1909 to 1911. But as all their revenue from the ticket sales was donated to charity, their downfall was always on the cards. The players got older, many followed other careers, and they ran out of money to even rent a stadium, which meant they failed to play 3 matches and were automatically relegated in 1912. Just 25 years of history, but 10 league titles and 7 international titles. A short life, but a sweet one. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us some ideas about what you want to see next. Thanks for watching, bye!